Salutations, fam. This is Arim from How Testia Gaming, and in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a deck profile of Chaos Max OTK. Um, I wanted to play this deck again. I decided to throw it together, make some adjustments, play with some new cards, and it ended up performing a lot better than I expected. It felt very, very powerful. Basically, it's the core for like the Chaos Max OTK, and then just like a bunch of like blowout cards. But yeah, a lot of people are trying to go first and like set up a board this format. So like playing, the blowout cards means that pretty convincingly I won every single game won. So yeah, it's just something I really enjoyed. But without further ado, I'm going to just kind of hop into the deck profile and talk about relevant things as they're relevant. So to start off, I'm only playing 2 copies of the Chaos Max itself and 2 copies of Chaos Form. So just 2 of each. Because the thing that I noticed, at least, was that, 1, you almost never need to summon a second one. And 2, you would just have so much access to it. I never really had trouble seeing it. So that's pretty cool. Just playing 2 and 2. And let's just slide those over there. 3 copies of Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. This is what I play instead of like the Sheehan Spy creature swap stuff. This is something you will just always be able to just give to your opponent, and it is better because it's something you can actually do proactively and not in a very specific situation. You can always just kind of normal summon Ibli, link it off, and give it to your opponent. And so it makes you performing the Chaos Max OTK like a lot more consistent because you can just kind of normal Ibli and you have a lot of ways to access Ibli. And like it turns the combo into like a 2-3 card combo rather than a like 4 or 5 card combo to like OTK. And then a staple for the deck is something I feel like just should be a part of the Chaos Max OTK, the Dogmatica engine. So I'm playing 3 copies of Ecclesia and 1 copy of Maximus. Again, this makes it so you're much more consistently able to perform the play. Typically what you're doing is your Ecclesia searching Maximus, and Herald to like get your Chaos Max pieces. But the additional benefit of this is that you can send other stuff as well. So it's like, as I mentioned in my last Chaos Max deck profile, you want cards that facilitate multiple card rolls. You want cards that do more than one thing. Being able to have cards that will both either search for combo pieces, break boards, or like, search different combo pieces based off of what you need. And just having that versatility in the toolbox. And then to move on to the spell cards, I'm playing 3 copies of Piri Reis Map and 3 copies of Signet Mining. So these are basically just your extra copies of Ibli. This is why you're able to do the OTK so consistently, because you'll probably, if you see Ibli plus, Chaos Max OTK, like access to Chaos Max, you kill them. So yeah, that's why we're playing that. And then we're playing 3 copies of Extra Foolish Burial. So typically you are trying to just go ahead and kill them. You're not trying to like break their board and set up for next turn. You're trying to kill them that turn. This serves a similar purpose as, as I mentioned, it does multiple things because you can send different extra deck things based off of what you need. Sometimes there's also just Upstart Goblins. I actually did have one game where I was like, okay, I need to see Nadir, and I Extra Foolish Burial, sent Garura, drew into Nadir, and I won the game. Speaking of Nadir, 2 copies of Nadir. Yeah, this card's probably the best card in the deck, if I'm going to be real. If it was at 3, we'd be playing 3. 2 copies of Pot of Desires, draw 2. Not playing Extrav because the thing about it is that, like, Extrav just isn't really that good in this deck. Or rather, like, it's good, but it's not, like, crazy because, like, Extrav doesn't really do a good job of like increasing the consistency of the deck, and it doesn't really like help you generate enough card advantage. Like, it does generate card advantage, but it doesn't in a way that locks you out of like using other cards, whereas Desires doesn't. Like, you can use Desires at any point in the turn. It's just a much more versatile card that like does the same thing. And then 3 copies of Triple Tactics Talent, again, much more versatile card. If you were playing extra, you wouldn't be able to use the draw 2 effect on this, and sometimes you do need to use the draw 2. You wouldn't be able to use things like Garura, you wouldn't be able to use Fergie. Like, there's so many things that, like, extra just locks you out of that I think it's just better to play Desires in this deck. And then, you're playing one copy of Into the Void. So you can play a 39 card deck. You don't play Upstart because typically you're going to be dealing exactly 8,000 damage, and like Upstart kind of messes with that. Three copies of Lightning Storm, three copies of Ultimate Slayer, three copies of Super Polymerization, one copy of Forbidden Droplet. I only own one copy. I would just play three Droplet, and then two copies of Infinite Impermanence. This felt like the next best card. Yeah, like, when the 10s come out, this is going to become three Droplet. But that is it for the 40 card main deck. You're just trying to break their board and OTK them. Onto the extra deck. One copy of Lingaribo and one copy of Almirage. These are how you're linking off Ibli. So the reason why you're not just playing two Lingaribo is because Almirage comes up sometimes where if you open, say, Ibli plus Ecclesia, you can normal summon the Ibli, link off for Almirage, summon the Ibli to their field, then special the Ecclesia, then Almirage tribute itself to target the Ecclesia, and then you can special the Maximus and Herald, and then, you can play from there. Yeah. And then, like, Lingaribo is there because, it negates traps, and, there are certain times where it comes up where you use it for super poly things as well. And then, Last Link Monster playing one copy of Fergie. You're typically wanting to send this to get that draw effect. It's very powerful to be able to, like, do the Sorto Moye thing where you do draw then search, because you go, if you've already broken their board, instead of saying like Entis, you go send Herald and Fergie, or send Herald and Garura, and then you draw first, see what you draw, and then search off of that. Like, there were so many times where I got to the Chaos Max OTK simply because of how much draw power you have. And then for the Xyz monsters, you're playing the Dracolubion package. This just felt like the best Xyz lineup that I could play that I could actually see being relevant. I never actually made any of these. These are mostly just in here for Ultimate Slayer. But theoretically, this would be like the most applicable and like useful thing to go into. For the Synchros, we're playing one Cypher Lord Omega and two copy of Herald of the Arclight. If you want to get to Chaos Max, let's Chaos Form. This is an easy way to do it. You have many different ways to send your stuff from the extra deck to the graveyard. And then for the fusions, that is the rest of the extra deck, you're playing Starving Venom, Mud Dragon, two copies of Garura. It's both a really good super poly target and, a good Nadir sense, so it's nice to have two. And then sometimes, you're putting stuff back into your extra deck with Cypher and Lord Omega. And then last, we got two copies of Entis. Like I said, like, a lot of your cards are very, very toolboxy. They just kind of change what they do based on the situation, which is what you kind of need in this deck, because it's a deck based around, like, having every card in your hand. You're typically going to win the game, but you're going to need, like, every card in your hand to do so. Moving on to the side deck. The third Imperm. So one of the things about, like, playing this deck as well was that the way I would side is I would do the smokescreen siding, where I would take my side deck, shuffle it into my deck, and then just side out 15 cards, because that maxed how many cards I'm siding. And because one of the things people will do is that people will make you go first a lot of the time, or rather, like, the idea is that they would make you go first. But if you smokescreen side, they don't actually know whether they should make you go first, because they don't know whether you sided into a bunch of, like, going first cards. But the thing is, a lot of people assume that that's what I was doing, so a lot of times they would just, like, choose to go first again, and so I would win game 2 as well. Because my side deck isn't, me side decking into a bunch of Floodgate. It is just, like, more matchup specific going second cards. We got the one Imperm, 3 Crow, 3 Chalice, 3 Nightbeam. Like, the rest of the side deck is just back row hate, because that is, like, the weakness of the deck, is that you, unless you see Lightning Storm, you're having trouble against back row. 3 Nightbeam, because, like, the one thing that kind of kills this deck is, like, Dimensional Barrier, and being able to just go Nightbeam and just snipe it out of the board, not have to worry about it. Very, very effective. 3 copies of Twin Twister, one Duster, one Reboot. So that's it for the side deck. Like I said, I'm not side decking into Floodgates. If I'm worried that they'll make me go first, I'll just like, side out some of the blowout cards for like stuff I can use going like first. So like if I'm going first, like these would come in, right? Because the thing about these is that they are still good if you're going second, but they're also not completely dead if you're going first. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. As a staple in my videos, I am going to include a test hand, so you can just kind of get a feel for like how the deck plays out. Let's go ahead and get my field setter. Where you at? We're gonna do one quick test hand. I'm just gonna shuffle up real quick. Wow. But yeah, it's like the deck felt pretty consistent. I did the Chaos Max OTK pretty much every single game I got to play. So long as they weren't like summoning floodgates, like, that completely shut you down from playing. But a lot of times, even when they did, because, so much of the deck is like board breakers, I would just out the floodgate and just, still perform the play. Yeah, let's go ahead and give that a nice little shuffle. And let's see what we got. See if we can play. Well, another one of the reasons why this deck is so consistent as well is because, you're playing with 6 cards usually. So let's do what we got. We got Lightning Storm. Cool. We don't lose the back row. Imperm. All right, cool. The board is successfully broken. Now we just need to be able to play. Ultimate Slayer. Now, the interesting thing about this is that sometimes this is a starter, too. Because, like, if they have, like, a Baron de Fleur on the board, you just Ultimate Slayer the Baron, and then you get to Herald Search, which is really cool. So that actually does come up sometimes. 2 Ultimate Slayers. By the way, this is not once per turn. So in a scenario where painting a picture for one of the decks I played against Punk Zombie Synchro. So his board was like Hot Red, Doom King, Baron, and that other Synchro that I can't remember the name of. But so in this scenario, if I were playing against that deck, we would actually be fine. But let's hope we see like Nadir Ibli or something. Pot of Zyrus, okay. We're gonna play it out, see what happens. And Tactics. So we are really, really banking on those draws, which is fine. So we're gonna go ahead and go Lightning Storm first. Oh no, they negated it. Cool. So now we're able to play. Gonna go ahead and Ultimate Slayer away the Hot Red by sending a Herald. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and Herald effect. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to add we'll just add the Chaos Max. At Chaos Max. All right. Let's see. The end board is still, so it was Hot Red Baron, Doom King, and that other guy I can't remember the name of. So we still have to deal with Doom King. We still have to deal with Doom King. We still have to deal with Baron's already dealt with because Baron negated the Lightning Storm. But we're gonna go ahead and imperm the Doom King so we can play now. Without worrying about anything from there. We're gonna go ahead and Ultimate Slayers. Right, we're gonna Ultimate Slayer away the Baron because we still need to be able to set up the OTK. So we're gonna go ahead and Herald of the Arclight, shuffle back the Baron, Herald of the Arclight effect, and we're going to pick up Chaos Form. Okay. So now we just have to, we are kind of banking on the draws here, but let's see what we pull. We're going to go ahead and, we'll go ahead and Tactics, draw 2. Let's see what we draw. Okay, we got Ecclesia. So we have Tribute Fodder, but we still need Ibli. That's unfortunate that's not Silent Mining, because that's a little late. We can't use that yet. Oh, wait. So I think I see a way to do this. So we're going to go ahead and special the Ecclesia, locking ourselves out of our extra deck. Because if we see Ibli, right, we can still normal set it, Chaos Form, Tribute, and go from there. So we're going to go ahead and Ecclesia, and we're going to add Maximus, right? Going to add Maximus. We're gonna like try and dex in as much as possible before we go ahead and like fire off the desires. Go ahead and summon the Maximus to the board. Then we're gonna Maximus effect. We're gonna send. Yeah, we need to like draw. Well, actually, that's not a bad idea. Actually, we're gonna send Garura and Farigit. Okay, we're gonna send Garura and Farigit, chain link 1, chain link 2, and we're gonna draw 2 cards. 1. Okay, we got to it. 2. All right, we're good. Cool. So we just go ahead and put back the map. I mean, Silent Mining, ditch the extra Foolish Burial, because we don't need it anymore. We've already broken the board. We already got everything. Go ahead and get Ibly. Oh, wait a minute. I do need, like, a little bit more tribute fodder, because we need a way to put this on their board. Because we said it, we want to tribute it off with Chaos Form. So we need, like, one more. Let me think. Yeah, so we get the Ibly. So we just kind of have to hope that we see, like, another Ibly. I made a slight oopsie in my sequencing. It's fine, though. Oh, wait, actually, no. We're still good. We're still good. Because they still have an attack position monster. Because we can also just normally the Ibly, crash it during the battle phase, and then it'll summon to their board. So we're actually still good regardless. But we are going to pot a Desire just to see what happens. So we're going to banish down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now watch the other 2 Iblys. Actually, let's see. Are the other 2 Iblys in the banished? Let's see. Whew, okay, there's still one in the deck. We're probably not going to draw it, but it's fine because we're good regardless because they have an attack position monster and Ibly has 0. Draw 1. You drew the second Chaos Max and draw 2. Drew extra Foolish Burial, which we haven't used actually. Is there anything? I mean, I guess we could end this, but like I don't really see the point in doing that. There's no need to. So we're just going to go ahead and... Well, actually, we can keep the Maximus on the field now, actually. Because we're going to go ahead and go Chaos Form. Tribute the second Chaos Max for Chaos Max. We're going to normal summon the Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. Oh, wait. Desire's in the grave. Right? We're going to go Battle Phase. We're going to crash the Ibly into one of their monsters. It's going to die. Then we trigger it. We special it to their board. Now, we go ahead and Chaos Max attack it for game. So we win. But yeah. That was very, very weird, roundabout, and convoluted, but we got there. And that's basically how this deck works. It's like, it's going to be really weird, roundabout, and convoluted, and you're going to have to, like, it's not streamlined at all. Like, you very much have to be able to adapt on the fly to, like, whatever their interruptions are, whatever the game state and board state is. But that's basically how it works. You just kind of have to, like, adapt what you're doing based off of what they do. We'll do one more test hand. That was a really weird hand, but it's just like, it is what it is. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Let's assume we're playing against, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's assume we're playing against Sprite. Yeah, let's assume we're playing against Sprite. We're going to go ahead and go... Like, this is simultaneously a good hand and a bad hand at the same time. Because we can go Super Poly, we can clear the Sprite monsters into Garura. But we are going to not have... Wait a minute, what level is Garura? Isn't it a 6? It's a 6. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Okay, yeah, we're good. So we go ahead and we're gonna... Wait, actually no, we still need to get to the Chaos Max somehow. So we're gonna go Super Poly, ditching one of these. Let's see. Okay, so we're the only thing we have to worry about is the Toad here. What would they realistically negate with Toad? If I summon Ecclesia, they're probably going to negate the Ecclesia, but the problem if they do that is that then we don't have access to Chaos Max itself. So we need, I think we go Silent Mining Ditch Tactics. That gets negated. Actually, no. Ugh, this is weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. Okay. So let's, I think we might have to draw off the tactics, actually. Yeah. I think that's what we gotta do. That's the only way I can kind of see us getting there. So we're gonna go Silent Mining pitching. Because they'd probably negate the Silent Mining, to be honest. Do we ditch the Chaos Form and just, like, get the second one? I think that's the play. Silent Mining ditch. Yeah, Silent Mining ditch gets negated. Then... Oh, yeah, actually. Because, yeah. Unless they have... It depends on if they have red or carrot. Because if they have red, which they usually do, they go for that one more often. Then you do this play. This gets negated by Toad. Then you're like, cool. And you go Tactics, draw 2. Draw 2 cards. Yeah, of course. Ooh, actually, that's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and go Super Poly, ditching the Lightning Storm. To Super Poly away the Elf and the red for Garura. Yeah, for Garura. We'll just put it there. Then we're not going to need to go in our extra deck anymore. The board is clear now. We would just have to get to the Chaos Max OTK somehow. Now, I think we go Silent Mining, ditch that thing. Some of that. We can link that off. Get at them. We really are just kind of banking on, like, drawing it. Like, just hard drawing it. But it just be like that sometimes. So we're going to Mining, ditch the Super Poly. And we're going to add the Ibly. Alrighty. So we're here now. Normal the Ibly, link off the Ibly. For Almirage, because we don't actually have an extra deck monster in our graveyard, and we need to put one in our grave. So we're going to make the Almirage here. Right? We're going to give our opponent the Ibly. So we give them the Ibly. Now, Almirage, we're going to tribute to... Well, actually, I guess we can just leave it there. But first, we're going to go ahead and special the Ecclesia. Ecclesia, we're going to add the Maximus. Because the board is clear, actually. Yeah, the board is clear. We just have to get really, really, really lucky. Add the Maximus. Almirage, we're going to target, I don't know, the Garura. Doesn't really matter. Special the Maximus. And now Maximus effect. This is the moment of truth. So we're obviously sending... I feel like we send Herald and Garura. Yeah, we send Herald Garura. And just kind of hope for the best. Herald Garura. And hope we, like, get something. Like, do I send... Nah, we send Herald Garura, because we need the plus. We need the plus. We're so close. We just need the Chaos Max. If we get the Chaos Max, the game is over. Yeah, it just sucks that we saw all the board breakers at, like, -1. Otherwise, we would have been fine. Alright. We're going to draw first. This is the moment of truth that will decide if we get this. Because the thing is, we have 6,000 damage on board. We have 6,000 damage on board right now. Ugh. Wait a minute, actually. Depending on... Well, actually, no. Because they would only have done, at most, 13 to themselves with what's the card? Starter? That's the most they would have done is 13. The most they would have done is 13, so... we'd be really, really short. Okay, let's just draw, see what happens. Ah, we drew another Italy. Um, hmm. So let's see. What will we search in that case then? Uh, yeah, I don't think we cannot do the OTK now. Unfortunate. Double silent mining, double super volley. Let's see. Well, this isn't the worst position because it does kind of like shut them down on follow up with like starter. So we'll go ahead and pick up the second chaos form because we have a higher chance of drawing chaos max. And the funny thing is that this actually sets us up to do the OTK next turn, funnily enough. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and enter the battle phase. Going to hit over the Ibli with one of these, and then just attack for, what is that, 45? And then we'd pass there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do the OTK. So, let's see, 45. Yeah, they have enough. If they're able to put another negate on board, then we do just, like, kind of lose. Yeah, because they have they're going to probably clear the board. And then Garura effect to draw. They probably clear the board, Garura effect to draw. Let's see what we draw. We drew... Well, now we just need tribute fodder. And then we draw for turn. It has to be like... I'm not really sure if there's anything I could draw that would like get me into this. Draw for turn. Tactics. Okay, so we might be in there. We might be in there. So we normal summon the Ibli. Link it off for Langaribo. Alright, link it off for Langaribo. Effective Ibli. They negate the Ibli. Cool. Tactics draw 2. We're probably not making it this game, gonna be real, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Draw 2, draw 2, draw 2. Ugh. I just keep drawing the doubles. And map. Well, that's it. Can't get it this time. How unfortunate. Good, take those out. Let us... Okay, there we go. Alright, now... Let us see if we can't draw. Alright. One last test hand. Unfortunate. Let's see what we got. Oh no. Ugh. Alright, we're kind of okay. This is a weird one. This is very much a weird one. So we're going to go start with Extra Foolish Burial. Right, we're going to start with Extra Foolish Burial. If they negate, cool. If they don't, cool. Let's assume it's tier, actually. What's their usual end board is like Winda plus Dragos Tapelia and what's his name, the Relinquish guy. So we're gonna assume that. So we're gonna go Extra Foolish Burial. And we're gonna pay half. We're gonna send I'm gonna send Herald, actually. I'm gonna send Herald. And they probably wouldn't negate this, but also considering like how the board is set up, we can probably just droplet here. Yeah, droplet. So Winda. Actually, we're not going to droplet. We are just going to Super Poly. Yeah, we're just going to Super Poly. There's no real need to droplet against that board. Yeah. So we just Super Poly, ditching like one of the tactics. Right? And then we make the Dragostapelia. I lied. We don't make Dragostapelia. We make Starving Venom. Starving Venom, target the Dragostapelia. Right? Force out the Dragostapelia because you target it, effect to copy its effects. They probably negate. Cool. Then you, then after that, then you do this because their board has been dealt with. And Herald Effect are going to add. I'll just add Chaos Max. Alright. We don't have a way to Ibly. We do not have a way to Ibly quite yet, but we will draw 2 off of Tactics and see what happens. If we draw a way to it off of Tactics, then that's cool. Tactics, draw 2. What do we draw? Desires. Imperm. Cool, very cool, but not quite what we're looking for, homie. Now you see, the risky thing is I could activate Pot of Desires here and try to draw into Ibly, but that creates a different problem. Let me see. Their board is Dragostapelia. Well, assuming they probably used the negate on the Starving Venom to gain attack, so it isn't huge. So 27. Oh, we still have the Droplet, actually. That might be relevant. Because if we Nadir, we'll have 15 4K. 15 4K plus. So that's 55. That's not quite enough. Yeah, we still need a little more. So if we Nadir, then we can't Ibly. So we got to take the risk and just hope we don't banish Maximus. Here is hoping. Pot of Desires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is the gamble. Did we banish Maximus? Oh man, I see an Ecclesia there. That hurts. I see Ibly. I'm sweating, bro. I'm sweating, bro. I'm sweating. Whoo! We didn't banish Maximus. We're in there. We are in there. Now let's just hope we draw Ibly, because that like makes everything else irrelevant. Did we banish both? Okay, we didn't banish both Chaos Form. We're still good. We are still good. Draw 2. Let's hope we draw Ibly. And a 1. All right, we're in there. We got Ibly. And now the second draw doesn't matter. We win the game. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. So Silent Mining, ditch that. Go ahead and get Ibly. Right, go ahead and get Ibly. Normal Ibly, link off Ibly. We'll make Almirage. Doesn't really matter. Give our opponent the Ibly. And then Nadir. Send Garura. Add Ecclesia. Draw 1 card. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle first and then draw. Whew. This deck really does get the adrenaline running. Anytime I'm in that situation, I'm always like, please don't banish Maximus. Please don't banish Maximus. What we draw? We drew map. Okay, useless. Special. Actually, yeah, okay, we already did that. Special the Ecclesia. Ecclesia effect at Maximus. Special Maximus by banishing. Doesn't really matter. We'll banish. I don't know. I guess we'll banish a Herald. Then we're going to go ahead and Maximus effect. And send Herald plus Farragut. Channeling 1 Herald, sharing to Farragut. Go ahead and shuffle up. Draw a card. Oh, we drew the Chaos Form. Go ahead and put the map on the bottom. And then Herald of the Arclight effect. Go ahead and add. Did I banish one of the Chaos Maxes, or do I have another one? Okay, we're going to get the Chaos Max. Then we go ahead and activate Chaos Form, tribute off 1 Chaos Max for the second Chaos Max. And this is game. We just punch the Ibly and that's game. Cool. It worked out. We got there. And we still had the Droplet and the Imperm. Alrighty. So yeah, that's I'll talk about siding a bit. But it'll more so just be like me going more in depth about like the matchups. Because typically you're siding, what cards do you side? Let's go ahead and set those aside. What are your tech slots? Slayer. Those stay in. Oh, so going first, you do just kind of set back row and like summon Ibly. You summon Ibly, link it off for Almirage, and give the Ibly to them. The reason why you do Almirage is so they can't like crash the Ibly. But that kind of is all you do going first. Super Poly, Tactics. Let's keep looking. Alrighty. And Storm. There we go. Alrighty. So these are your cards that are your tech slots. These change based on the matchup. Based on the matchup, if like something's dead, you just take it out and put in like one of the other going second cards. Let's see. Where are you? Side deck. Obviously, you bring in back row hate against like the back row decks. You keep in the Lightning Storm. You side up most of the other stuff. Sometimes Imperm stays in against back row because, you know, the whole, you know, being able to negate spell traps if it's in the same column. That does come up sometimes. Let's see. Tactics usually comes out against back row decks. Ultimate Slayer usually comes out against back row decks. Depending on what it is, Super Poly comes out sometimes, but sometimes it stays in. Droplet usually comes out. So usually like these 7 cards come out. And we bring in, you know, these. But yeah. So like maybe I'll do like 1 less Super Poly. So our tech slots. Well, actually, so let's just assume we're playing against Eldritch. This would stay in because you can Super Poly away like the Golden Lord and like the Golden Lance and such. So these come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we kind of want DD Crows if we're playing against Eldritch, to be honest. So actually, we probably take out some more stuff too. So 2 more. Well, against Eldritch, actually, we don't really want to play Night Beam like that. So yeah, these could probably... Wait a minute. I am not good at counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then... This is 9 cards, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah. So 2 Night Beam. 2 Night Beam. 3 Crow. 3 Twin. Duster Reboot against Eldritch. Let's think of another matchup. Tier, I guess. Well, honestly, like the main, like Crow definitely comes in against Tier. Crow definitely comes in against Tier. Super Poly against Tier. Storm is good against Tier. Imperm is like eh. Like Imperm's okay. Slayer is really good against Tier. Tactics isn't really that crazy against Tier. My brain is like derailing and trailing off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. Cut it here. This has been Dark Slayer from How Tested Gaming. Thank you very much for watching, and you have a wonderful day. All right, Button, don't betray me. Come on, Button.